Let's go.
Imagine if you would, a 5-year-old boy in class 3 in school, and then you are seriously underperforming in a family that's super achieving. And then your first box of gift comes home, and then you rush home, oh, daddy, welcome, and he hands it over to you. Little did you know that from then on you will meet your first and your longest relationship. I want to introduce you to my best friend, who has been for almost 17 years now, the game of chess. Now, the game of chess is, by many people, the most boring game you could ever engage in playing. But yet, I would ascribe this game the best of things I've ever learned in life. First and foremost, Ozue, why have you been underperforming in this family? Is it a fault of your stars? Is it because you are not working hard enough? And then my dad said, the first rule is the opening. In the game of chess, before you move the first pawn, you have to consider, what game do I want to play? What is the outcome of every move I am going to make? And he called it outcome-based thinking. And so, before I push the first pawn, it no longer becomes a wood or a ceramic. It is a game with an outcome to a conclusive end. And when I learned that, it took me a while. But then I'll translate this lesson to life. As I played the game of chess closely with my parents, and I progressed in school, I came to learn, one, in every class I go into, the opening is very important. How I listen to my teachers, how I take seriously my assignments, the outcome I want from each piece of work I am given to is critically important to whatever the result will be at the end of the term. That's my first lesson from chess. Now from chess, we progress from the opening to the middle game. This is where it becomes tricky. Here, the two most important lessons I learned from this game is structure and pivoting. Now, if you don't open well in chess, you have problems in your middle game because your pawn structure is very ambiguous and not coherent enough to stand defense, neither can it attack aggressively enough. Now, if you don't start well at the beginning of any semester, the same thing happens literally in your academic performance because one, you are not positioned well enough to take the lessons further, neither are you positioned well enough to imbibe the lessons you've learned all the point before the mid-semester tests or exams. Now I'm pivoting. So what happens when you've blown it at the beginning? Is the game over? Absolutely not. No way, because then you can pivot. What's a pivot in chess? Those are the critical decisions you make to alter the game as you have begun it, and these decisions affect how you end, if it gives you a sustainable chance of fighting at all, or you pronounce your death even before the game comes. Now, this is critical because for me, at this point, I wasn't very overachieving or superachieving as they would have wanted, but something very important was happening. I was coming from the bottom of the class to the middle of the class and then near the top. This was in my primary 4, and then my family knew exactly that at primary 5 they want me to write the national exam. And if I don't pivot well at 3 and 4, then I'm in for a failure. So critical again from the game of chess, pivoting. What decisions did I have to take? First, my mom hired a private mathematical teacher, English because I struggled, because I had a lisp, and all and all that went into it was personal sacrifice and hard work. Different from what I had done before, but informed by what I had done before. So again, the middle game, structure and pivoting. And then the end game, end strong, regardless of whether you lose or win. And I think this is the most important lesson from this game. People beat themselves up when they don't start well. And they give up even before the game is called. Do you want to call your game in life before life calls on you? Now it's up to you. So you've blown your chances in the beginning. Can you flip it around? Can you change the situation? Can you at least achieve the best possible goal given the poor beginning you've had? This is the game of chess. It is simple. If you think back and walk through your errors, there is always a solution. It might not be the best, but it will be the best given the situation you found yourself in. And so what happened? I've gone from the bottom of the class to the middle of the class, and I think the most inspiring thing that happened was in primary 5, my first time I was first in class, second in class, and third in class. First time, now in different subjects. Maths, English, and then I think it was biology, I can't remember exactly. But then my dad wrote something at the end of the report because I took first overall in class. I said, this is where you belong, and I want you to stay there. Now, this is the beginning after an end, which is the game of chess again. the transfer you make to your next game, bearing in mind the knowledge you've accumulated from the last game. And I believe all of us are here based on the efforts we've made, the mistakes we've made, and the pivots we've made up to this point in our career. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I want to introduce you to my best friend, the only girlfriend I've had for 17 years, very loyal, and has stuck to me. It is 32 pieces life offers you on the game of chess. Make your move. Thank you.
Well.